So here is episode 3 of the big video blog stuff.
And remember, weebles wobble, but they don't fall down.
You know, that's so true. And I think there is some sort of universal truth that we should take from that. What it is, I'm not sure. But I bet that's in there somewhere. So this is today we're doing Too Pooped to Bop. Tom came up with that title, as I recall.
Because I was desperate for audio.
He was desperate, yes. He oh, too easy. Anyway. So, Pam, if you're watching, you know what I mean. Basically, one of the things that I want to talk about on this one, and you can just jump in, but I just remember we had written 2 songs previous to the time we decided, hey, let's get together and start writing. And we made it a weekly commitment that we tried to keep. Didn't always work, but we tried to write for an hour and a half every week. And this was the first jazz song that we did together. I don't remember much about the writing process anymore because it's been a little while, but I do remember this was the first one. And I remember that I had been had a 3 or 4 month contract at a hotel, and every night when I was sort of like tuning up and getting ready to go, I sort of was playing this melody around, warming up. And I came to Tom and I said, I've got this little melody for the A section, but I haven't been able to think of a B section. And all of a sudden we had our first song. So I remember that Raining was the last song that we did, and this was the first one. But anyway, it's a great title, I think. And I also want to say that this, and we've played together and been friends for quite some time and done a lot of musical projects together.
Yep.
But this, to me, is your best piano solo ever. I love it. I mean, it sounds like McCoy Tyner or Oscar Peterson or some of the late 50s, early 60s improvisational work of like Dave Brubeck. So I mean, it has that world-class, awesome piano solo feel. I mean, I love it. It's my favorite thing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's true. I mean,
I'm a huge Brubeck
awesome.
Fan, and
that's good.
McCoy Tyner and all that kind of stuff. So
and Oscar Peterson,
never went away as much as Oscar Peterson, but I'd like to play like him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Who wouldn't? I mean, if I could play like him, I would just be like, hey, I'm the coolest guy in the world.
Well, you already say that.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
but not in public.
Oh. Oops.
That's just what I make people say if they want to come into the studio.
It's in the contract, right?
Well, what it is you know how the Dominican Republic has an exit fee?
Well, that's true.
It's like $10 to leave the country. You come in, but it costs like $10 to leave. Well, my price of admission and exit of the studio is you tell me how cool I am.
That's why you keep the air conditioning so low.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm so hip I can't see over my pelvis. Anyway.
Yeah, this one was cool because, first we had been talking about writing together for a couple of years, and then we just decided, it's not going to happen until we just schedule it. So we did, and we had no idea coming in what we were going to write or anything. And
or what we were going to do with it once we'd written it.
Well, that's just true. And so Joey says, I got this idea. And so we started bouncing back and forth. And, the writing sessions are a lot of fun.
Oh, man.
You can kind of tell from these videos that we'll bounce ideas off of each other, and we'll veer off and just into pun land. And it's awesome. That's mainly when Jennifer, Joey's wife... Yeah. When Jennifer, Joey's wife, is here in the studio, she makes sure all the doors are closed because she didn't want to listen to us.
No, she doesn't.
This one, the first one we wrote for this particular project, although at that time we did not know it was going to be a whole album.
Exactly.
It just kind of coalesced.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool.
And the other thing I want to just say real quick about the writing process is really difficult to find someone you can write with, because one of the challenges is a lot of times when there's teamwork or there's a partnership, many times, I'd say like 90% of the time actually, and maybe I don't want people to think I'm being pessimistic, but in my experience, 90% of the time, somebody ends up doing all the work and carrying the other person along, and it's not really a joint effort. With Tom, it's such a blessing to write with him because we just fit so well together as collaborators that there has never been at any one time. It's amazing how easily and how naturally we have shared the load. And one song you might write a little more than me, but the next song it'd be the other way around.
Yeah,
but it never. It's always been so easy and so natural and so much fun, and we've never had any kind of disagreement or anything else. I mean, we may have
Yes, we have.
Oh, see, stop that. We may say, hey, I think this, and Tom goes, well, maybe this, and we'll kind of think about it and come to some sort of compromise. So anyway, it's a really cool thing if you can find that kind of relationship, man. You are just doing great, and it's rare in my experience. Maybe I just have been a lot of weird people.
We're pretty rare guys.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Anyway, hope you enjoy the the song. And by the way, this features someone I like to call the Georgia percussion king, which is Miguel Castro. So this features him.
Not related to the dictator?
No, he's Miguel, not from Cuba Castro. But he's on here doing some pretty good bopping and swinging.
Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
So it's
he ain't much to look at, but there you go.
You've heard it in the front bumper. You'll hear the end of it on the back bumper. It's the tune "Too Pooped to Bop."
Easy for you to say.
Not so much.
Yeah.
JoeyStuckey.com.
Yes.
From the album Mixture. Thanks for watching. Woohoo!